Hey,
Yeah, we got to get a dancer in the background or something.
well, we have the
Got to get rid of this wall now and just get the
no, no, no,
dancers.
no, 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 no. Well, we got the douchey. We had the douchey mics. We still have douchey mics.
Yeah, mine's got the poof.
I took my poof off.
Look at that poof.
Okay, see, yeah,
See?
this is all you need. It's like having a kid. All right, welcome, Ink and Asphalt podcast. Sorry, we kind of missed last week. Overloaded with work.
In the best possible way.
Yeah, yeah. Well, and we do apologize for it, but we're back, and this week it's going to air. But we're going to be at the Fredericton Tattoo Convention, the Freddie Expo in Fredericton this weekend from Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then we're driving back. So it looks like it's going to be a fun weekend.
Very excited for that.
But today we're going to be talking about. I don't know because he said he wanted to ask me certain
Well, it's just one big topic for today
topic for today.
is because we get this question a lot. I'm sure you get this question a lot. Traumatizing tattoos in the way that we have listen, we have clients that, and it's a wide range. We love our clients, but particularly for myself, there's some that I think about from early on in my career.
It's
Whereas,
always the early on in our career ones that stand out the most.
yeah, because you don't have the experience, and a lot of these instances are very new,
Yeah.
and you don't know how to handle these types of personalities. So, for you, off the top of your head, like traumatizing tattoos in the way where it's just kind of like, yeah, like it, not that it keeps you up at night, but you think about it every so often and you're like, oh man.
Okay. Yeah. So this is kind of hard because you don't want to say anything that's going to insult anybody, but at the same time, it's a story,
Yeah.
and this is what happened, and I hope it never happens again, kind of situation. So I was working at this shop that was not too far from here, and it was in within the first 3 years that I'd started because I worked at a shop up north called South Beach, and then I came down here and I worked at this shop here, and I was within my first 6 months to a year. And at the time, you can't really refuse a tattoo because you're the low guy on the totem pole, and you have to make money. So, like anything that came into the door, you really had to throw your hands
Yeah. And you gain
into it,
experience from
and you
it.
gain experience. So I had these two ladies show up. I had a closed off office, like all of the offices were all closed, and these two ladies show up, and she says, she was here for a consultation. I said, come on in. I left the door open because for me it was just a consultation. And she came in, she sat down, and I said, okay, what are you looking to get? Now, mind you, I was doing all of this in French because she was a French client, and we, obviously we're here in Quebec. So I'm doing my best in French. I spoke French very well, not perfectly, but very well. And I asked her, I said, what are you looking for? She says, well, I want to get a fish. I said, okay, no problem. I said, what type of fish? And she showed me a picture. It's like Doris or Dory,
Dory.
Dory on Finding Nemo,
Yep.
and a little blue fish, but more realistic. And I said, okay. And she goes, well, where do you want this tattoo? And she looks at herself and she stands up and she's like, well, like here. And I said, what do you mean, like here? So I said, like just above, like you're probably, no, 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 no. She says, like here. And I said, I'm sorry, but maybe I'm not understanding. She goes, well, can I close the door? I said, sure. And the other lady that was with her sat down, and she closed the door, locked it, and then she dropped her drawers right in front of me. And she says, well, I want it like right here, like coming out, and with like coral reefs and everything on the side.
These are interesting choices that people make.
So I'll be honest with you, I was a little, I was a little dumbfounded because I really wasn't sure. But so we decided to do the tattoo. I had gone back and, I talked to my wife, and my wife was like, well, I hope it's at least a nice one. So she came on the day of the appointment, and with this other same woman, which I learned later this was her partner, and they sat in there, and we did the first day. It was going quite well.
The first day, as in
The first appointment, because it was two. We did everything, like all of the base black and grays, but then she wanted to add colors to the back,
right. Okay.
and blue to the fish coming out of the hoo-ha.
Yes.
And so we did the first one, but they were making jokes the whole time, and I felt very uncomfortable because I felt a little like like a doctor, just like right between the anyway. So I was really trying, and they were making so many jokes. I wanted to be part of the conversation, but I didn't know enough jokes in French to become part of the conversation. So
I can see you're already getting nervous just telling the story.
Yeah. So so we're going through. We get about an hour in, and this thought. You ever had that situation where something comes out of your mouth that you think is funny?
No,
but as soon as it came out of your mouth, you realized, wow, that shouldn't have been said. So I thought about it. It was in French. I thought about it. I was so happy to say it.
you were like, wait, I got a great joke.
Exactly. So I looked at her. This is about an hour in and doing the colors. And I said, well, at least, if it ever stinks down there, that the fish died.
Oh, Kev.
And you'd think that she would have taken a joke. But she was upset.
Man.
She stopped the appointment there, and she went and got it finished at another.
Oof. What did she say?
I really don't remember all of everything that she said. She wasn't impressed with my joke, but
oh man!
And she went and got it finished by another a friend of mine at another shop. And,
at another shop, okay.
She paid for all of the work that she did get done. So I
clearly think, doesn't match your sense of humor.
No, listen, I'm more of a sarcastic prick. Like you know me, and most people will do. It's not on the mean side. I'll just say things that are sarcastic, and I mean, it's like all of my friend group. We're all the same thing. We all make fun of each other. We all make fun of all of our little.
Well, your sense of humor is definitely like you dish it out, but you actually take a lot of it too.
Oh, I'll take it.
A lot of people don't know this about Kev. You could say whatever to Kev, and he'll give you a face, but he could take the joke.
Well, you can't dish it and not expect to get it back.
No, absolutely.
So
absolutely.
I mean, I'll give you a great example. In my friend group, I mean, we've got a bunch we all have our little quirks. Like I got my buddy Jason. I mean, he's known as the princess in the group because he doesn't like camping and all that stuff. He'd rather sleep in a nice bed and stuff. But one of the best people I've ever met in my life, and I'm so lucky to have him as a friend. And then we have other guys in the group that you can always count on them. They'll be late, but you can count on them being late. You're the second one.
Who are you talking about?
And then you got the other ones that are, like I'd like to go riding, but the wife says I can't, And I'm like the grumpy old man that just with the bad temper. But I mean, at the same time, I mean, I am the oldest guy in the group.
Kev's grumpy face actually makes me laugh.
So I mean, it's all these situations like that, and you have to be able to make jokes and take them.
Absolutely.
Unfortunately, on this lady's tattoo. I made a joke that was really somewhat out of my character, and
distasteful.
I was not expecting. I was not expecting that reaction.
So wait, okay. Now, just pertaining to this story, looking back,
yes,
what would you have done differently? Other than, like, I'm sure you think about, like, would you make the same joke in a more? I don't know. Would you have gotten along with her better and then get the joke out of the way?
I think. Now that it's been, a little less than, 18, 20 years that I've been tattooing, I know how to say things to clients in better ways. And I was already nervous.
Thank God for that.
I'm already nervous. I was already nervous about tattooing somebody in that area because, like you're always trying to cover it up and be respectful and stuff like that.
Wait, I just find that funny because it's like, I'm trying to be respectful, But just in case you stink.
I'm just saying, like, so it's a great story,
Yeah, it's a great story.
but it's one of those things that now I could say a joke something like that to a client, and it will go a whole lot smoother because I have more confidence in myself too. You know what I
Well,
mean?
yeah, because you can read your client a little bit better.
Because I've had like great clients come in, even if they're new, and I'll be sitting there. And I was like, "Well, okay, well, you quit fucking moving, man," and they laugh. They don't take it as bad, but they know I'm serious to a certain point.
Yeah.
But they don't take it as me like losing my shit over them, because I'm not nervous about it either anymore. Either, I mean, if I had something like this to do again, yeah, I probably would be the type of person to say, "Listen." If the fish ever dies, it's going to stink down there. Just letting you know.
So you would do the same joke.
I'd
Just,
probably do it differently, better, probably the same joke, but not as nervous and more confident in myself. But I mean, we've all had clients like that, and there was another situation up in Saint Sever when I was working at South Beach, and these two girls, two sisters, came in, and they wanted their own names above their private parts, like right above them. And I was very confused why you want your own name.
yeah.
So I made the joke. I said, "Is it because your boyfriends are blonde and they need to remember your name when they're coming back up?" And they were very upset with me. I mean, they made a complaint. The rest of the shop laughed because they thought it was funny,
That is a good joke. I like that joke.
but they were very upset with me. I can't. It's just little situations like that. But most of the unfortunately memorable or traumatizing
Yeah.
usually comes down to areas that like that are private or stuff like that.
Yeah. Yeah.
You don't really get the, oh, I remember I did this really annoying tattoo or on somebody's forearm. It's like,
Oh yeah. 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 No, some of the best stories. Like when people ask me my story, like what's one that you remember? Or like what's the craziest one you've
yeah,
ever
what
done?
is it?
Well, that one I won't
let's,
tell.
No, let's talk about this here. Come on.
No, you know why? Okay, like this was done on a private area. It was done on a private area. But like there's some story there that like respectfully for her, I'm not going to tell it because I don't know what it led to because it was a cover up. I'm just going to say that. It was a cover up on a woman's private area and it involved potentially some kind of abuse. So I'm not
Okay.
even going to
Yeah, we'll leave it. We'll let
yeah,
that one
I'll
go.
just leave it at that. But like traumatizing story for me, the one that comes to mind immediately is I did a cover up on a guy. He had hate tattoos on his
Oh,
arm,
damn.
and this was again like early on in my career, and I was, you know, at the stage of like, yeah, I think I could do this. Like, let's give it a shot. And he wanted to do cover it up with like armor.
Okay.
So I broke out the gray opaques and I was like, oh yeah, I could do this. And you know, I only finished one panel in the span of like 5-6 hours. It was like that much.
Wow.
But what ended up happening was he got infected. And this was before I got used to Second Skin. Like it was readily available. Second Skin
Yeah.
wasn't really available at the time. So it was pretty much like a saran wrap kind of job to when he walked out of there. He ended up getting infected and came back to the shop and spoke to my boss and said, you know, like he was upset, understandably so. I did see him afterwards and apologized and said, you know, like, and but it got to me. It was like, what did I do wrong? Did I overwork the skin? Did I do this? And when I think back on it now, there is high potential that it was my fault. You have to
Was
admit
it your
that
first time using gray washes on a cover up?
it was one of the first times.
And you're trying to do a good job. I mean, we've
Yeah.
all run into that situation where you're going to overwork it a bit, especially on the first time that you're
Well,
using it.
see, this is what I love about, you know, veterans, because at the time, the one of the veterans at the shop, Steve, shout out to Steve, who I love, he reassured me like, listen, man, like, this guy's in construction. You never know. He probably went back to a work site and got sawdust in it. And like, he just reassured me like these kind of things happen.
Yeah.
But at the time, I kind of lost sleep over it because I was like, oh my God, like, what did I do? Like, was it my fault?
I
If
think
it
it's
is my
because when
fault,
when we're beginning, we all want to be perfect, as much perfect as possible.
well, obviously we don't want to, provide like a traumatizing experience for our clients
Not to
either.
anybody either.
No, not at all. So like that was one that was like, I still think about where it's kind of like, yeah, like there is a high chance that I overworked the skin there, and I just feel really bad
Oh, I
that
see.
that happened for him when I was confident like, yeah, no, it's gonna be great. Obviously he never went back to me, and those are the ones, I think that's what makes those kinds of things traumatizing, is like you think about them and you're like, yeah, I'm probably a story for that person, because we get stories about other artists all the
Oh,
time,
all the time.
and you don't want to be a
No,
story like those kinds of
no, but we're
stories
going
for
to be.
anybody else.
So
But
you
we're
better
going to
accept
be.
it.
Yeah.
I had this one client, and we did a nice piece, beautiful piece on her upper arm, and I tattooed her a bunch of times before this. And she called me back about a week after that, and she had to go to the hospital because of like a staph infection and everything on her arm. I was like, oh my God, like what happened? She goes, well, I was at work cleaning the aquariums, and I had my arms.
I
And I was
remember
like,
this story
and
that
I
you
was
told
like,
me.
oh my God. She goes, no, it's not your fault, but I really, it was really bad. And you have clients that are going to admit that was more their fault, because it's always touch and go
I,
with no matter what we're going to
that
do.
reminds me of another one. There was one guy I tattooed, like he messaged me maybe a few days after getting like a half sleeve done. Black and gray, very simple, easily healable. And he contacts me and he's like, "Hey man, like I'm getting all of these rashes on my tattoo." I'm like, "It's been a few days. Like, how is this possible?" And then I look, because he sent me a picture. And when he sent me the picture, I see palm trees in the background. I'm like, "Wait a second. Where the hell are you?" He's like, "Well, I'm in Cuba." I'm like, "You went into Cuban sun right after getting a tattoo?"
And he's probably over creaming it, blocking up all the
Oh,
pores. And,
absolutely. And I was
yeah.
just like, well, dude, this one's not on me. I mean,
No,
like,
no.
you can't tell me that, like, I'm like, look, you got to realize what you just did.
Yeah.
And this is one of those things that tattoo artists will say all the time, no matter how much experience you have. Don't freaking go out in the sun like
No,
that
not
and
just like
tan
that.
your tattoo.
There we
Oh
go.
man, it was brutal. And I was just like, it's one of those things where I hate to say it, but I'm like, you idiot. Like, come on, man. Please.
See, the memorable things in my career aren't always like the tattoos themselves. I think one of my biggest memories, or traumatizing, whatever, I had 3 people pass out on me all in the same week. And one person, I wasn't even tattooing. I was explaining to her how the needle puts the ink in the skin. She passed out, hit her head. We had to call an ambulance. The first guy that I tattooed that week, we'd already done 6 or 7 tattoos on him. I turned around to get ink. He fell off the chair, hit his head on my counter, split open his eye, everything like that. We'd easily done 15 hours of tattoo on him previously.
Damn.
Another girl came in. She got this. She said, I have to walk outside. She walked out the back of Expressions. We were waiting for her to come outside, and she's lying beside the
Oh,
garbage car.
man.
I was like, 3 people in the same week. I said,
Yeah.
nobody's going to want to come and see me. I mean, I make people pass out that I'm not tattooing.
How far into like tattooing were you? Well, at least at this shop.
Well, listen, when I was at Expressions, that was within my first 3.5 years of tattoos.
Oh wow.
So, I mean, that was like people passing
In
out.
1 week.
Yeah, from a Tuesday to a Saturday, 3 people.
Yeah. Have you had anybody pass out recently? I get that question a lot.
Not pass out recently. I've had a couple of people not feel too good.
Yeah.
You have to, take them, take them aside, give them some juice, put some water, get them walking around. One guy was really hungover from the night before, which he says, "Yeah, I do apologize." Anyway, it took him about 45 minutes before we could start up again. I mean, yeah, shit like that happens. I mean, fuck it.
Fainters do happen, and I haven't had one since my first couple of years,
Yeah.
just because I've learned a few signs. So one particular thing that I realized when tattooing is if you're sitting in a chair, because at the time we were tattooing off of like office chairs. So
That's
your
worse.
feet are on the ground, and like
Yeah.
when I realized that like when people sit with their feet on the ground, blood rushes down and
Oh, that.
faint automatically.
Now, this is rare, but they say nobody ever passes out when they're lying down.
I can't think. Well, this is what I'm getting at. Is
Yeah.
that like what I started to do afterwards was just raise the feet. That's all
So,
you really got to do. And like I get, and I'm sure you do too. The clients are always nervous about fainting
yes.
and all of that, and you have to know it is completely normal. And even I get nervous when I get tattooed now. I'm like, is this the one? Is this the one where I'm gonna pass out? Fortunately, it hasn't happened yet. But like, if it happens, it happens. Like,
So I had this one girl came in. This was another one in the first like 3.5 years. I was this lady came in to get a tattoo. We spent 12 hours drawing her full back piece. It was her first tattoo. She worked for a government agency and told me how tough she was ahead of time because she was the only woman that did that job. It was only men that did that job. So she was the only woman that did this job. It was checking all the hydro poles out in the bushes and everything like that. She was the only woman that got accepted to do that. And she was tough and she was going to handle it no problem. We spent 12 hours doing a design. I wasn't paid for the time. I was still in the beginning. We didn't have AI and all these other apps. I did it all by hand on paper. I didn't even have like drawing tablets back then. She came in. It's her back. So obviously I've got her lying down on my massage bed. I didn't have one of those chairs, that you can,
yeah, yeah.
So I have her lying down on the massage bed. I did 3 lines. She started convulsing like this. And her eyes were rolling and stopped. I was, what the hell? It scared the hell out of me. I dropped my machine. I had to fix all that. Anyway, I had to rewrap everything. Like, I was really fearful for her. Anyway, she came to and she was, oh, I'm really sorry about that. I've never really passed out on anything. Like 3 lines. So after about an hour, we decided to go again. She says, this is impossible. And so
After an hour,
an hour, took her an hour, and she did not want to cancel. There was no way that she was not doing anything. I did a line. I think it was about 3/4 of an inch long. Okay? She jumped back again, and she was just like doing like a worm in a frying pan all over the bed. And I was holding her down. I said, do you have any medical issues that I have to know about? She goes, no, it's just I'm not used to the sensation and stuff like that. We waited 2 hours. We called for lunch. I went to the depanneur that we had right beside the little store there, and I grabbed some like sugar, chocolate bars, juice, Coke, everything came back. Started all up again. I was there for 4.5 hours. I did one more line, and same thing happened again. I called it. I said, I can't do this anymore.
that is crazy.
She gave me $50
for 4 lines.
for 4 lines and 4.5, almost 5 hours of work. Okay. Yeah, I lost the entire day. And I said to myself,
So for some people, that's a good day's work, man.
for some, yeah, that's a good day's work. But I'm sitting there going, wow. I sat there and I said, wow, that's like, this is something that I'm going to have to remember. Like when this starts going, I mean, after the first time, if it doesn't happen, we're done. I'm not losing an entire day to this.
Yeah.
Not because I wanted to be mad at her, but she never came back either.
So
All of that 12 hours of drawing the entire tattoo, that got scrapped. Nobody
so
else.
there's a woman out there walking around with 4 lines
With
on her
four,
back.
4.5 lines, like about an inch long. They look like the beginning of a flower.
But I'm guessing like you were using a coil.
I was using my dragonflies at the time.
Oh, okay.
Yep.
Jeez.
No, I remember. It was, but these things actually happen.
That I've never experienced.
No, I've never had
to that level. Like obviously there's some people that really move throughout their session maybe, but to start and like convulse like that, I've never had that happen. I don't think so.
That's the only time it's ever happened, and probably I hope it never happens again.
That's wild. Yeah, I don't have anything like that. Like that's traumatizing.
So I mean, There's memorable stuff in every area of tattoo. Sometimes you can remember just that client that came in, and you're just sitting there going, "Wow, what a pleasant day it was." And then there's other clients where you're sitting there saying, "I'm going to bar him from ever coming back to the shop."
Yeah.
I do remember, and this is when I started getting a little bit more confident with myself. Knowing what I was ready and willing to accept is when I'd left Expressions and I was working on my own. And I had this guy came in, and we were discussing his tattoo, and it was almost like a fight right off the bat. And I was saying what I could do, what I couldn't do. No, you're not going to do it. You're going to do it this. And I looked at him and I said, "We're not going to get along." And he got, "Nope." I said, "Have a great day."
I find in those situations I'm actually very patient. I like there's some people where yeah you could tell they want to dictate how this all goes, and to be honest, it does get repetitive where you kind of like want to say like, listen, I've been doing this for years. I've been doing this many times.
Yep.
You guys, you kind of have to trust me. Like, so the way that I word it now is like I'm under the assumption that you know my style.
Yep.
You know what I'm capable of doing. And as much as I want to reassure you that I am in full control of like how this can go, in the sense of like I have my protocols.
Yep.
So you kind of have to trust that. As much as I want to reassure you with that, there is a bit of a limit. Like, I mean, but again, I'm very patient usually, but sometimes you just have to bite your tongue and not say like, I know what I'm doing. You know?
Well, it's not
Like,
that. I think what happened with this guy here, and we were there for about 15 minutes, and it was just like an argument back and forth.
Yeah.
And it's because he wanted something, and what he wanted. It's like if I said to you, "I want a white picture of Albert Einstein on the inside of my baby finger," but you're going to do it because I'm the one paying you.
oh, that's an automatic no.
Okay, why not? No,
Automatic.
this is what I want. I'm paying you to do it.
No,
Are you going to
that's
say sorry? We're not getting along.
that's definitely like, listen, if you find somebody that can do that,
Well,
I'm not your guy.
Well, now I've turned to the point saying sorry. I don't think I'm the person to do this tattoo.
Yeah.
But I mean, at the time, I was a little bit more prime, and I just said we're not going to get along, are we? And he went nope, and he left, and I was like, great.
Yeah.
At least I didn't ruin a day, and he didn't ruin his day.
Yeah.
Now, so it's like, listen, I don't think I'm the guy for your job. Sorry. Why not? Because what you're asking for, I cannot do. If you can find somebody to do it, great. Can you send me the healed picture?
That I don't even care about. What I usually think about is like, if they find that artist,
Yeah.
I'd rather it be that artist's problem than mine. Because
Exactly.
like, listen, if you can, for the lack of a better term, if you can tolerate that kind of personality, the kind of personality that I wouldn't be able to tolerate, all the more power to you. You deserve that client.
Yeah.
Please, if you get along with that client, all the more power to you. You are more than welcome to have that client. But yeah, like there's just certain pieces that come our way and certain personalities that come our way that's just like you said, yeah, we're not going to get along. But I do get patient with certain types, because sometimes they do come in here and it's like, yeah, I want this and this, and it's just kind of like, whoa, easy there, cowboy.
So I got a question for you. The one tattoo that changed your career overnight.
Oh, okay. So there was one really early on. It was a black and gray piece of, I forget which game it was, but this kid came with it was a video game, not a character, but just like a machine in that game. And it was my first, not my first time doing black and gray, but I feel like it was that moment where it was like, hey, I'm getting the hang of this, and it turned out great, and I was really, really happy with it. I should find out what game that is, but like I can picture it so easily. But there was, I that kid gave me that piece, and he was happy with it. I saw him like months afterwards. He was showing it off. He was like, "Yeah, man, it turned out great." And I'm like, "Yes, it looks so good." And yeah, that one for sure was one of those moments where it's like, "Hey, I'm leveling up in a way." There was a couple of things too. Like sometimes when I start to really research and look at how to do very very clean lines, and I remember I took a course. It was reinventing the tattoo. I forgot Guy Aitchison, and like I did some practices with that course, and the next time I did like very, specific, very clean tattoos, I was like, wow, that's really like working. And then once you get to that, it's just kind of like, oh, I can almost handle anything now. What about you?
When I first started tattooing, I was doing it as a job. Like I didn't want to become a tattoo artist, really. I was an airbrush artist, and it was suggested to come to me to do tattoos. But the airbrush industry took such a dive. I had to make a living, and so when I got into tattoos, I just wanted to do good tattoos. I didn't understand the qualities and everything like that at the beginning. I just wanted to be good at what I did, right? I guess it was about 2.5 years after I'd started. My boss, he got to the point where he was saying, you can't do lines everywhere. Good, solid, black and gray realism doesn't do lines.
Yep.
So he challenged me to do. First, I did a fish. It was a trout. And it was good.
Wasn't Dory?
No, it wasn't Dory, but it was. But I'm as a fly fisherman, I do really, really love the like fish, just not Dory. So she stinks. But anyway,
Doesn't change.
so at the same time, I was really following up on Jamie McKay. Being the photorealism master.
Yeah.
I guess that he is. Like I love his style. I've got many tattoos from him. I love them. I love the guy. I'm gonna see him next week at the show. But I wanted to try something a little different. I wanted to try a portrait. And this other girl that I was working with, she wanted a Stomp and Tom. So we stayed late one night and we did a Stomp and Tom Connors portrait on her. And I wanted to like spiritually channel my inner Jamie McKay to do probably the most realistic tattoo that I could possibly do at the time. So I pulled it off, and I thought it was pretty good. I was really happy with myself, and to be honest with you, I didn't love it because it was too photorealism. I like realism.
Yeah.
I like very much realism, but I still want it to look like art.
Yeah.
I
know
don't-
what you mean.
I don't want it to always look like it was just. It's not a
Like
picture that you just.
Hyper realistic.
I don't love the hyper realism.
Yeah.
I love realistic, but with an artistic sense.
Yeah.
And I did it, and I was happy. And I guess what changed my thought process, my everything, my whole thinking about everything, was she entered that in the Wharf Rally Tattoo competition, and I won first place. Now you have to understand, this was my first portrait,
Yeah.
first time doing it. But then I also found out this is what changed a lot about how I thought about shows, changed the way I thought about my own tattoos, is that two of the judges thought it was a Jamie McKay piece.
Ah, look at that.
And one of the judges I knew because he came from here, what used to be Bike and Tattoo Laval.
Yeah.
He used to run the show up here. He was down there judging.
Yeah.
And the two guys that were from down there, they thought it was a Jamie McKay piece. And I thought to myself for a second, did I win it because of my name? Did I win it because two of the three judges thought it was a Jamie McKay piece? Or did I win it because of the piece was actually good?
Yes to all of that. Why not?
Is it yes, or is it,
Does one affect the other?
does one affect the other? Did I enjoy it? So it was one of those things that changed my entire career, because now I just wanted to do what I wanted to do in the style that I wanted to do it.
Yeah.
And I didn't care about the judging and the competition. I just wanted to do the best job in my own style. And now when people see a piece, they all say, okay, that's a Kevin Ward piece. It looks like Kevin
True.
Ward work.
That is very true. Yeah.
And that's what I like, even if it's
Yeah, so do I.
not as realistic as, say, like those guys out there that are doing the fantastic, hyper realistic pieces. I'm not going to name any names, but there's some other ones. But my pieces will still hold up in 2 years just as much as theirs
Yeah.
are holding up in 2 years. And I'm happy with my pricing. I'm happy with my style. I'm happy with the way I go about doing it. And I'm happy with the longevity of my tattoos. That one tattoo changed my entire career and thought process on the industry and how I'm going to go about working in it.
That's a really good story, because like I think that when you're in this business a long time, you do start to have those questions about yourself and like how you want your career to go.
Yep.
I've had that myself, where it's kind of like, what kind of artist should I be? And now I'm at the point where the way that I describe it is art. Like, I love the pieces that come my way, and I really don't turn down anything, just because at the base of it all, I love tattooing. I love art and I love tattooing. You give me a piece and you like my style, then great. Like, we can definitely do a great piece.
Yep.
Whether it's realism, whether it's a drawing, whether it's
No, for sure.
illustrative. I'd say I always say that the only thing that I don't touch is color portraits. That to me is intimidating. I'm not even going to lie about that. Do I think I can do it on human skin? Listen, there's so many masters at that I don't even want to put my name in the hat for that, because it's kind of like, look, if you want like a beautiful, beautiful piece, there's masters for that, which you should probably seek out. I'm more about the experience, and we can do great
Yeah.
art, but that level of mastery to me is, I have to do courses. I have to like that. I'll have to like focus on just that specific style for probably the rest of my career in order to achieve the levels that these people are achieving right now.
Everybody has their own style. Everybody
Yeah.
has everything that they could possibly want
Yeah.
doing their own styles. I mean, you remember, I think it was 2017, we went and saw the Steve Butcher.
Yes.
And I was talking with Steve, and he was saying, like, color comes more natural to him.
Yeah.
But he was saying he at the time he was having a hard time with
Black
black
and
and gray
gray.
because he doesn't see the nuances in the grays
And
as
you
much.
could tell in those tattoos, because like I remember him posting black and gray work, and you could tell he just
Oh, they
like-
were good.
they were good, but like you could tell that, just like a lot of other color realism artists, they approach it as if they're packing in the ink, and you can see the difference
Yeah.
in their black and gray work and their color, where, like you said, it's great work, but there is like a difference in how you approach it.
There's a huge gap in how good his color was
Yeah.
or is
Yes.
still versus how good his first black and gray pieces that he was posting
Yeah.
up. They're both great work, but one you could see was just technically way more advanced.
There's definitely
And now
some,
but I mean, sorry, hats off to Steve Butcher, because he was posting that, and now I look at his shit and it's like, wow, okay.
Oh, yeah.
Like, damn, he brought up his game. He didn't sit down and say, well, I'm going to hide behind my color.
yeah.
He's posting shit, and I was like, wow. And I like Steve. He's a great guy.
Yeah.
You know?
That was a great seminar.
It was a great seminar.
Yeah.
But I mean, it's natural to have somebody, once they know where they're good.
Yeah. And there's even some artists that pull off both without like,
Victoria Lee,
well, Victoria Lee, I haven't seen her black and gray.
I have.
Yeah. And you're already like, yeah, she's perfect in that too.
Man, no, she is great. I mean,
Yeah.
then there's guys like Noah BC who does great work.
Yeah.
I mean, like, wow, there's so many
No,
out there.
exactly. So like, knowing all of that, yeah, as a tattoo artist, you kind of get in your own head about like, well, what am I in this whole pool of incredible artists? So it's very important to have that moment where it's just kind of like, no, I kind of know what I bring to the table.
I know what I bring to the table.
Yeah.
I like what I do. I have my own opinion on how conventions and competitions and all of that kind of work now. Do I want to enter them? No, I'm not here to win a prize.
Yeah.
I'm not here to have a wall of trophies
Of
to say,
awards.
oh, this is, I'm not here to say, oh, look, I tattooed this big star, right? Mm-hmm. And then not show the piece. I'm I'm just saying, I'm not. I am who I am. I'm doing
Yeah.
the best I can, and if I can live every day happy doing my
Yeah.
tattoos, I mean, and I would say this to just about any artist out there, especially if you're up and coming. Enjoy yourself, appreciate the trade, know where you stand, know where you want to go, and be happy with yourself doing it. You'll do better art every
Yeah.
day.
But you know, having said that, there are the artists that do strive for that competition.
Yeah,
And that is fantastic, I think, for the industry, just because they are trying to up their game.
I don't have any problems with
Me
people who
either.
want to do
They're
that. I said I don't want
fantastic.
that.
Yeah, no, and like that's the thing. Like I bring this up all the time, where there's a psychological aspect to being a tattoo artist, because you try and again see where you stand in this great sea of incredible artists. And you have those artists that are competitive, that want the awards, that want to know where they stand with other artists. They'll network, they'll get better, they'll do all the time. I'm kind of in the area of, I love the job itself. I love the people that I meet. I love the work that I get. And if you like my work, then yes, I love that.
I have art on my walls. I have trophies. My trophies, I've entered one competition in my entire career. Okay? I didn't win,
Mhm.
but I've entered one competition. All of my trophies are when my clients have gone and entered their tattoos into competitions and then sent me the artist trophy.
That's cool.
That makes me feel so much better than planning out to have somebody just go
Yeah.
into a competition. I understand there are people who want to do that. I
Yeah.
support that. Yeah, go for it, man. I'm proud of you. If you won, great. If you didn't win, what'd you learn?
Yeah, exactly. But overall, all this to say, this kind of takes me back to that seminar with Steve Butcher. One of the things that I love is that there is like a brother and sisterhood of tattoo artists. We all experience a lot
Oh,
of the
yeah.
same things, and we're all very opinionated. Don't get me wrong. We have our opinions about every single aspect
Yeah.
of tattooing, but I feel like when we get together at shows, at seminars, at those things, there's just all of that kind of just goes away, and we just revel in like this business that we're in, and
Oh,
we're like
yeah.
so thankful that this is what we get to do. Every time you meet an artist, you're just kind of like, yeah, you just want to shoot the shit about like, you know, what we've been through, and like what's the next thing, and like what you're working on, and let's take a look at your work, and whether it's realism, whether it's traditional, whether it's new age type of stuff, fine line, whatever. I'm down for it. I love networking and getting to know artists and seeing what they're up to, what they've been doing, their whole life story into what they got into to be where they're at now.
You know what makes me funny? Like, it makes it funny for me. It makes me laugh. It's because I completely agree with you.
Yeah.
As soon as we get to a show, all you want to do is talk about the industry and the tattoos and with everybody else.
I love that.
What happens when you go to a party with a bunch of friends? You don't even want to tell them you're a tattoo artist.
Yeah,
You go to the gym or something like that. No, I'm not a tattoo artist.
when I go to the bar now, I actually wear long sleeve sweaters because I just
No, but you don't. It's only when we get around that crowd that shit, man. We want to let.
That's all you want to talk
That's
about.
all we want to talk about. I want, like I'm not even saying tips and tricks. It's like, hey, man, how's it going?
Yeah, yeah,
It's like, what have you been using these days? What kind of machine are you using now?
yeah.
If I had some person at the gym turn around and say, hey, man, what kind of machine are you using? Oh, man, I don't want to talk about it.
Yeah.
I'm at the gym, Did you not read my hoodie? It says I didn't come here to talk.
I just had a guy approach me at the gym and be like, "Oh, where'd you get your tats, man?" Like, it's sick. I'm like, "Yeah, it's this guy, that guy, whatever."
They're all over the place.
And
Anyway.
like, I try to avoid like not. I mean, like it comes up organically where you're like, "Yeah, I tattoo and everything," but yeah, there's times where it's just like, "Yeah, I'm not really in the mood to talk about it," but. Hey, here's my business card.
Exactly. Anyway, thanks a lot for listening in today. I know we talked about a couple of things. If there's anything you want to say to anybody right now,
Well, just a reminder, Freddy Tattoo Expo, April 24th, 26th.
yeah,
We will be there. We're going to be not just tattooing, we're going to be promoting our ride that's coming up at the end of the year, which we're very excited about. And we've got merch going.
we got merch, bandanas, hats, hoodies.
There's a lot of stuff
There's
that
a lot
we
of
got
stuff.
planned, and we're being realistic about it. We're hoping we're going to get it all done.
We will. I'm not worried about it. All right. Thanks a lot, everybody. Have a good day.
Be safe.
Oh, hey.
Oh.
Completely forgot. Please like and subscribe. We always forget to say this. We always forget to say this every time. Please like and subscribe to the channel. Costs you nothing.
Yeah.
Absolutely nothing to hit subscribe. It'll cost you a second to like it if you did. And, leave a comment. I will answer all comments that go on this page.
So that's YouTube, Ink and Asphalt.
Ink and Asphalt, Instagram, Facebook,
Instagram, you could find me, Mr. Christopher Tattoos.
Kevin Ward Tattoos, so we're the psych ward.
And we got Ink and Asphalt Riders on Instagram as well. But yes, subscribe.
All the links are going to be posted below.
Follow, do all that stuff.
Appreciate it. Have a good one.
I like that.